Hey everybody, it's Alan. I'm back again, your pain in the ass tarot reader and Basil enthusiast and bee enthusiast. But there is method in my madness, okay? So, I have, in the last 2 days, propagated 60 basil plants, like I showed you, okay? Now, so that I'm giving some, I'm like I said, I'm giving these away as well, but as I know that the shit is hitting the fan or whatever, or I don't know. Well, anyway, I'll focus on. I want to show you how we make basil tea. So this is really, really easy to make. So what I'm saying is that I've propagated 60 basil plants in the last couple of days. I've got leftover leaves because I cut the leaves and I cut the flowers off like I showed you. So I've got leftover leaves. Now there are lots of things that you can do with basil, but what I love to do is I love to make basil tea. So what I've done is I've rinsed these leaves off. Now this little cylinder, right? Now in Australia we can buy. There's a supermarket that sells. I think it's ricotta cheese, and it sells it in like a container like this. So I just always keep these containers. So so far this has cost me nothing. Okay, I mean, well, it did when I bought the when I originally bought the cheese, but I think I would have bought this ricotta cheese here probably, I don't know, maybe a year or two ago. But I've kept this container, yeah. So I've rinsed the leaves, and the other thing which I was going to say with regards to the basil and propagating plants, you might be in a situation where you might be propagating a plant. You might propagate a basil plant or something else, and then someone else you know might have a tomato plant, right? And then you can say to that person, hey, how about I give you one of my basil plants and you give me a tomato plant that you've propagated? So I'm trying to encourage people to get a bit creative here as well. So just think about that. Or what I can do, okay, so I'm making these basil plants, right? Now I've just made 60. Now the other ones, as I did yesterday, I put them into those little pots. Now I can let those pots grow a bit. Now say for example, if I decided to sell that pot, a pot of basil for $5. Now I've got 60 pots, I can make $300 from doing that. So I'm just trying to encourage ways of being creative in these times, yeah? Alright, back to the basil. So I'm going to show you how I make the basil tea. So that's all clean, and I'm going to show you how I do it. 2 seconds, guys. So that's about half the basil. So I've got the rest of the basil in there. I've just broken it up a little bit. It's all in there, guys. There's bits of flour, bits of everything in there. Just in the bottom of this little container here. And just see what I do. So without burning myself, I'm going to try and pour some water in. So I've just poured the jug. In goes the water. To the very top. So put you on pause, guys. Now I'm just going to let that infuse for maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Just going to leave that, or I can use the plunger, and you can already see that it's starting to form the tea. It's already forming that tea. So yeah, just hold for a few minutes, guys, and I'm just going to let that settle. Yeah. So it's been about 5 minutes, and now I have basil tea. Now this is really, really good for you folks. Lots of antioxidants. It's that simple to make. It does taste a bit bitter, but it is really refreshing, and I believe it's got like a slightly calming effect as well, from what I've read. But entertainment on YouTube. I'm not a dietitian. So I'm just going to show you one more thing, guys. 2 seconds. So I don't feel like drinking basil tea right now, but I can do this. I can tip all this in here. And I now have a container half filled with basil tea and a leaf, so I'll get that leaf out. So that's what's left of my basil leaves in the first batch. But as you probably are getting to know, I'm going to make some more tea. Like my tea. So what I've done, folks, is I've just added the rest of the leaves on top of what was already there. We're going to go again. More hot water. I'm going to let all that brew. More hot water there.